Hey y'all, welcome back. So in my last video, we made this beautiful junk journal topper, and I said that we were going to take some chipboard and cover these up because they're kind of warped. And this actually is kind of thick and it's getting kind of heavy. So I'm going to put this aside real quick, or well, actually before I put it aside. So I have some chipboard and I cut it down to size already just because I wanted to save some time. And so it is like 6 1/8 by 8 2/8 or something like that. Let's see. 6 1/8 and by 8 1/8, both of them are. And so we're just going to first we're going to protect our surface here because we're going to use some polyacrylic to put on there after we get this on. So what I'm going to do first is so I got these from the Graphics Fairy, and I just did some quick printouts. I was going to use some of my coffee dyed papers, but it would have ended up cutting off the very edges of it because I'm going to wrap this around there. And I want it on this side. I didn't want to lose the edges because the paper was just too pretty. So I'm going to save that for another day, maybe even an embellishment in this journal. I'm not really sure. Over the summertime, I had dyed a whole bunch of papers because I wasn't sure how I would be able to dry them in the wintertime. And I mean, I do live in Georgia, so winter time does not last very long here, but it lasts long enough that I didn't want to run out. So we're actually, let me put it down this way because I'm just going to center it in the paper there. And we don't really need to cut any of that off, I don't think. We're just going to put that in the crease so we get the corners real good. And I'm just going to fold them and crease them real quick first. You know what, actually, we probably don't even need that polyacrylic. I use that when I tear book pages and use that just so to make sure that they won't come up. Yeah, actually, we don't need that. Let me put that out of the way. It's in my way. Okay. So we're just going to wrap this up like a package and glue it down. Yeah. This will be a quicker video than I thought. Okay. So how's everybody doing? You got big plans for the weekend? One of my girlfriends, her birthday, I think it's Sunday. I don't know. I'll have to look at the calendar. Shame on me. But we're going out of town this weekend for a girls' weekend. And I told my husband about it, I don't know, a few weeks ago. And yesterday, he said, oh, this weekend we're going to get, you know, because it's been really cold here lately. Like freezing temperatures. Our well actually broke. I live out in the country, pretty far out in the country, which is why my videos are so few and far between, because it takes such a long time for them to upload. my internet service can't keep up with the influx of people. But anyway, so he said we were going to do some yard work. I have some knockout roses in my front yard surrounding my deck, and my husband is 6'2", and they get taller than him if we don't tend to them. And because I've been really busy trying to get my channel going and whatnot, I haven't really tended my garden this summer, which is not normal for me, because I like to keep them so they're like bush size, and they're taller than him right now. And while he's standing on the deck, and I think the that little plastic stick thing that's in there that tells you how to take care of your flowers or whatever when you buy it, it said that it will get between 5 and 7 feet tall. And I was like, sure it will. Okay. And I thought that because I had bought some before that had said that it was going to get that tall, and they don't. Or, well, they didn't. I ended up killing those. But lesson learned. I try and tend them now, and I didn't really get a chance to this past year. So let's see. This kind of is bowed, and so we're going to put it on this side. And my I use Fabrifix. It's silicone based. It is kind of stinky. If your nose is extremely sensitive, I would suggest a different glue. It's also called Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1. I put it in this bottle because the stream of glue comes out at a better, you can control it better. It comes out in a thinner stream than it does straight from that bottle. And this is a Sugar Bells icing piping bottle. So I got that idea from one of the other women that I watch on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, on YouTube. Because before I started making journals myself, actually, I was binge watching, and I don't even know how I got on there because I quilt also. And I don't know, I was binge watching quilt videos, and then all of a sudden junk journaling videos started popping up. And I'm guessing it's because, and this was a few years ago, so I can't tell you what I was watching, but I would imagine that it probably popped up because I'd put in patchwork quilt or something like that. And ever since junk journals started popping up, and then I started binge watching those because I was so fascinated by what they're made out of, how they look. They're just gorgeous. And I ate it up. I couldn't get enough. And so I started making them myself. And my very first one that I ever made, I gave it to my bestie for her birthday, and that was a couple of years ago. Yeah, I guess like 2 years ago. So, and that was before I realized that I was going to start doing this for a living, I suppose. I was going to make this my main priority every day. And I did not take pictures. I didn't think of it. But her favorite color happens to be the same as mine, and that's purple. And because I do quilt, I have a lot of fabric in my hugonic closet in the hallway. And I went to I like to store shop as well. And I was thrifting one day and I came across this huge tote that was just full of fabric, like overflowing full of fabric. And I said to the person that was working that day, this tag says $9.98. Is that for like everything, including the tote? And she said, I guess so. It doesn't, that's the only thing it says. And so I got a ginormous amount of fabric out of that tote. Some of the fabric still had the price tag on it. So I don't know where it came from. Maybe somebody passed away is the only thing I can think of. Just because of the amount of fabric and what it was, I would imagine that it was from a seamstress, or because there was some faux leather in there as well. So maybe somebody who made clothing and accessories or something, just because of what was in there. And I still have a lot of that fabric. A lot of it, I think, is not really anything that I would use, just because of what it is. Like, there was a lot of brown, there's some brown plaid, dark brown with daisies on it, or dandelions. I'm really not sure. But really not anything I would use. So that stuff's been sitting in my closet for quite some time. And I just recently got back into quilting because I was working outside the house for a couple years. And I've still been binge watching quilt videos. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is, we need to ink that up, is cutting them up into 10-inch blocks. Oh, we're not going to use that one. That's too loud. So this is one of the reasons why I like prescription bottles, because I have a bracelet that I used to wear all the time. I never used to take it off, and it finally broke. So we're just going to put that right in there so it stops jingling. Right, but this is double duty, so not only do I get to reuse it as a functioning container to hold stuff, but it's also my blending tool, because I don't like to spend money on stuff that I could find something else to substitute it, and it works just as well. So this paper actually came out looking better than I thought it was going to. It actually looks like some of the coffee dyed papers that I have, which is good. But it's a printable from the Graphics Fairy, if I didn't say that already. So let me put that aside and we'll get this one done. And I'm just using walnut stain oxide. Normally, I think I've been using the ground espresso for this. But, I mean, it really doesn't matter because it's still brown. The ground espresso is just a little bit darker than this. And I've been cleaning my office because it's 1099 time. My husband and I own a plumbing company and a handyman service. And I got to get my 1099s out. And I'm missing some W-9s. And so I got one of our businesses done yesterday, and I'm waiting for, I don't know, I think 3 more W-9s, and I'm hoping I can get those. Let's see. Yeah. I'm hoping I can get those by end of business today because I really need to get those out. I think the due date is Wednesday next week. So, unfortunately, I'm going to cover this up. I had chose it because of the cream. being neutral, and then this insert color here of the design kind of matches the outside there, but I believe that is a graphics very graphic or digital, but I couldn't find it, so we're just gonna go with what we have. Oh man, I didn't even think about it. I should have sewn this. Oh well, my sewing machine is actually across the other side of the room because I am making a quilt right now. And I was thinking last night, I was laying in bed not sleeping because something was bothering me, and then I realized after like an hour of laying there going, what did I forget? I realized that I had just changed out the needle in my sewing machine so I could start on that quilt, and I used the same needle to sew some paper yesterday, and I was like, oh man, that was a brand new needle too, so I can't use that one for I'll have to change it again. I actually have 2 sewing machines, but I don't use the other one because the one that I prefer to use actually has a button that you can push to put the needle up or down, and the other one that I don't use doesn't have that, which is why I don't like to use it, because I always end up losing my thread. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if I can't put a little more glue right in here on these edges, and then I'm gonna find some clamps because this is gonna have to dry overnight, and I don't know if, okay, I have a little baby wipe here handy to get rid of this glue that's gonna seep out. Okay, and it does cover up this what are these called? The book corners a little bit on the inside, but I needed to make this chipboard big enough to cover up the paper that was underneath of it. And I didn't even think about it, but I don't know if I'll be able to put it under a heavy book and that be effective because of this here. So let's see. I just want to get out all the glue that's seeping real quick. Okay, so these are the clamps I have, and I hope that I can use them and they won't put an indentation in there. If they do, I suppose I could probably come up with an embellishment of some sort to hide it, like a pocket or something. I don't know how many of these I have. I don't know. I always overdo things here because I want to make sure that that stays. I don't think I have any more big ones. What do I have in here? Oh yeah, I should have enough. Okay. And when I don't know what I was doing. I took the pocket off and I tore that paper. I don't know if I can fix that. And actually the paper was tearing, and I think it's on the other side. But you can see, yeah, you can see the box coming through. And so I hope that this is going to cover it. It's not really. I will figure that out later. I'll probably end up putting some fabric over that, like a piece of lace or something. I just have to look. Since I did rearrange, nothing is close to me anymore. I was telling my husband, I really need to figure something out because I've taken everything out of this room and rearranged it like, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. He asked me when I was going to be done. And I told him I wasn't sure. I think I need to actually get some new furniture. I was actually looking at that dream box because it keeps popping up in my news feed on Facebook. And unfortunately, that will not fit in the space that I have. It's too big. So that's out of the question. But something like that is what I need. The problem, though, is that I have 2 windows in this room, and the one window is kind of like up against where the closet meets, which I actually had him take. My closet is pretty big, and I asked him to take my bifold doors off because they were getting in the way. And so he did, and I can't believe how big this space looks now without those doors being there. But I have a table over there that I use to cut fabric on when I need to stand if I'm sitting down too long. And the one of the bifold doors would always get in the way, and I would have to close it. And my dog likes to sleep in the closet, so I have a dog bed under the table that's in there. That closet is actually huge. It's big enough. It has the dining room table in there that I use to sew on, which it also has a leaf on there, or inside, and the leaf is not out, but only because I have shelving on either side of it. Otherwise, I would be able to take and open that up all the way. That's how big that closet is. Okay, so I think that's going to do it for today. I will find some lace to put over here, I'm sure. I have to look in my stash. I don't know if I have any more of this left, but even if I did, you'd be able to see through that. So I'm going to see if I can't find some lace that I got from the Dollar Tree, because it's actually a little bit thicker, and then just put a piece on either side there. And then, okay. So I'm going to put this aside to dry, and I'm leaving in the morning. My friend is coming to pick me up, and she's going to be here at 7 a.m. So I am going to put this aside and let it dry, and then go start dinner. And hopefully I can, it'll be dry by then, I'm sure, but hopefully I'll be able to get another video done before I have to go to bed and then leave in the morning. So, because where we're going is about an hour and a half away. So I hope y'all have a great weekend. I hope you like what you saw, and if you did, please hit like, subscribe, and share, and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I don't know what we're going to be doing in the next video, but I can tell you at one point we will be making a tassel for this, and it is not really decorated on the inside. I did put some paper ruffles with lace on all. I have 4 signatures in here, and so I put a piece on each of the front of the 4 signatures. But there's only a few things in here, and actually I need to fix that. Fix that right now. Sorry about that. That's my other phone going off. There's not really that much going on inside. So I think I need to do a little bit more decorating. So that'll be in a future video. And also I realize that this doesn't really match, and so I'll be trading that out for something else. These blue beads don't match. So, y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.